Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Had a really wonderful live yesterday, so I'm happy to be here once again. And I want to talk about how I left my normal job to do voiceovers. So, really happy to be here. If you guys have any questions along the way, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. So the story goes, I used to work at a Radio Shack. Radio Shack was this small kind of store where they used to sell random parts, cell phones, and I didn't really like it that much. It was a normal 9 to 5. I hated it, honestly. After a while I started to hate it, but I was going to school. It helped with the bills, it helped with the supplies that I needed for school. So eventually I did find Fiverr, which is the website I use now, and I started to record voiceovers on there, and that changed everything. Before you know it, I was at school looking at my phone, looking at customers talking to me, and I was looking at the professor and looking at my phone, at the professor phone, and I thought, you know what, this voiceover thing actually has potential. And I remember talking to my dad, telling him like, I think this voiceover thing actually could work. And he supported me, but he wasn't sure. And he said, no, just stick to college, keep going to school, get your degree, and just get a real job, basically. And I told him, but I think this could actually work even better than that. And so thankfully it did. And it was the best decision. What I actually did was I ended up dropping out of college. I was maybe a year off from getting my degree, but the good thing about business is you don't need a degree to run a business because it's your business. You're the boss. So I decided to focus on recording voiceovers from home, and I started off with like a really cheap mic, like a $50 mic. And after a while, I was able to invest in better gear, and I was able to use better equipment. I learned about soundproofing the room, how to treat it to make it sound really great. And it was just the best decision ever because every month, every week, my business would grow and grow. And now it's what I do full-time today. And I created this channel to give advice and inspire other people and tell them about this opportunity that I discovered, so that other people can learn how to do it too. And so welcome to the channel. Make sure to ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. I've been going live the last 2 nights and it's been phenomenal. Everybody's asked really good questions and has been really nice, and they've been curious, which is awesome. I love answering questions. But yeah, that's the story. I had a normal job, 9 to 5 job. I worked there for a couple years even. I started off as just a regular retail associate. I was on the sales floor. I worked the cashier, stocking products on shelves, and it sucked. It sucked. If you've ever worked, anybody that works retail knows what I'm talking about. You know, those customers that make your days kind of miserable sometimes. It's not fun. It had its ups and downs. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about sales, but I'm in a much better position now. Let's see if we have any questions here. I love answering questions, so let's go ahead and check this out. And let me know if the music sounds good, if it's not too loud. I'm so good at voiceovers, but you need hella money for the equipment and the cabin. So actually, that's not necessarily true. The way I started, I didn't have any equipment other than my laptop, and that's literally it. I was living with my parents. I had my own room, and I used the built-in mic into my laptop, which I wouldn't recommend if you're starting out, but that's what I did because I didn't know any better at the time. But it just goes to show that if you're dedicated, if you're willing to do it, you can do this. You don't need to buy fancy sound panels and acoustic panels. You don't need to do that when you're starting out. And I didn't, and I'm here now. So you can upgrade and buy better things as you go along. The important thing is to get started. So that's what I encourage. And let's see if we have any more questions. Do you work through applying for jobs like on a platform or your own website? So I used Fiverr when I started out, and I still use it to this day. I've also ventured off into other websites like Voice Bunny, Upwork. Those are great websites as well. There's also ACX, People Per Hour. So there's a bunch of great voiceover websites, but Fiverr is the one that's worked best for me. Everybody has different experiences, so make sure to experiment, try maybe 2 to 3 websites, but that's kind of my experience. But I do have my own website, voiceoverfreedom.com. Make sure to check it out, especially if you want to learn how I do this. It's my own website where I put in educational courses, and you can also contact me directly, so make sure to check that out. How do you get jobs doing voiceovers? So to get work doing voiceovers, the first thing is you gotta have a trained voice. So it starts with you, the voice talent. You gotta make sure you know how to bring a script to life. And that means using the right amount of emphasis and the right pauses at the right places. That's the main thing, is the voice. Your voice is really important. And from there, you can actually put together a demo reel. Once you put together the demo reel, you can put it on a website like the ones I mentioned, Fiverr, Upwork, etc. And customers will reach out to you, and you can give them offers and help them out. Next question here. How does one get started? I work in a call center and have been told my voice is calming. See, that's great. I tell people that get compliments on their voice that you're definitely ahead of the game. Like, if people say you have a nice voice, or you know what, your voice is soothing or calming, you should especially do this, because you're already getting validation, which is a really good sign, because companies are made up of people, and chances are they'll love your voice too. To get started, like I said, start with your voice, practice scripts, training your voice to bring a script to life. So that means read out loud, practice speaking in front of people. If you do public speaking, that's good. Things like that to get you kind of confident in front of the mic. And then you get the gear, then you build a sound booth, and then you create the voice demo, and you sign up and start helping out people. How often did you work on it when you started? So when I started out, I worked on it a lot. I would say I was basically obsessed with it, because I wanted to make it work, and that's what my focus on, and that's what I encourage. You know, if you're dedicated, you're gonna make it happen, and that goes a long way. So I worked on it hours every day. Whenever I got home from work, I would work on it. Before going to school, I would work on it. When I was at school, I would look at my customers, talk to them. So I was always focused on making it work. And I got another question here. I love the questions, guys, so thank you for asking. I've bought many jobs from you over the years. Great work, highly recommended. I love that. I do know you. I know this customer here. I'm really happy to hear that. That makes me really happy. I know this customer. It's been a pleasure working with you as well. Is your course also in Spanish? My course is not currently in Spanish. It's only English, but if I get enough people interested in learning how to do it in Spanish, then maybe I'll make a translation. I do speak Spanish, so that could be something I could think about doing. All my friends that do voiceover moved to Austin for some reason. The good thing is you don't have to live in a certain city. You can do this around the world. I've traveled while doing this. You don't have to have like a dedicated office. Anywhere you have a Wi-Fi connection and your mic, you're solid. You can set up a booth and help out customers. So it's something I wanted to mention. What percentage of time do you usually spend looking and applying for jobs versus doing voiceover and editing? So some websites are structured where you do have to audition and apply for jobs. Upwork is an example. Voices.com, Voices123, those you have to audition. Other websites, customers come to you and the website sends traffic your way. Fiverr is a good example of that, and I believe People Per Hour is like that too. And it's so much better, in my opinion, because if you have a good demo reel, when customers hear you, they're gonna wanna work with you. So I don't really spend very much time now searching for jobs. In the beginning, I did send out messages to customers on the website, and I would send out my demo reel, but nowadays, I built up enough reviews and trust with customers that I don't have to be hunting anymore. But in the beginning, there is a little bit of hunting, a little bit more effort is needed to get the ball rolling. Not to say that it's hard. It's fun, but it does take dedication. Let me know if the music is too loud, by the way. I've got some music going on. It seems like it's loud, but hopefully it's not too loud. I have a phone and laptop, but no money for equipment or a membership for online profile. Is this okay? Like I said, when I started out, all I had was a laptop. That's it. And I made it happen. So thankfully, some of the websites I mentioned, they don't need a upfront payment for the membership. They just take a commission off of the work that you get. So that's good news there. And you can make a really good sounding booth with things you have around your house, like blankets, pillows. If you have a carpeted floor, that helps. A lot of voiceover artists record in their walk-in closet or in their closet. Just make sure it is well treated, so no echoes, no noise, no AC running, close the windows. That's all important. But yes, it's very possible. I always get flirted with over the phone on business calls. I definitely tried this out. Yeah, again, if people are flirting with you because you have a nice voice, then that's probably a sign that you should do this. So yes, any sort of validation about your voice is a good reason to do this. This is my dream. Yes, it is amazing. It definitely is a dream. It definitely does feel like a dream. Let's see. Would love to do this. Definitely should. Highly encourage it. And it's very possible. Again, I was, just a regular guy. I sound like a regular guy, but I'm able to do this. I'm not a celebrity. I don't have a golden voice like Morgan Freeman or anything like that. So I'm a normal person that can do this from home, and so can you. I've always been told that I sound great. Soothing voice as well. Perfect. Validation is great. If you guys are getting told I have a nice voice, you sound great, you should do this, you have a soothing voice, you're already ahead of the game because you're getting validation. I signed up for your course and I'm ready to get my gear. Which combo of gear do you suggest? Any? Well, awesome. Welcome to the course. I'm glad you signed up. There is a link actually under the first lesson, which has all of the recommended gear that I have, like mics, sound panels, pop filters. It's all in there. And if you guys are curious about the course, it's $27, super affordable. The link is in my bio, or go to voiceoverfreedom.com and I walk you through getting your mic, the sound booth, we discover your style. I even have a tutorial in there about learning how to record, so check that out. It's a step-by-step video course, super affordable, well worth it. How do we sign up? So just pick a website and you make a profile on there, you put on your voice demo, and then customers either find you or you audition for jobs. That's how you do it. And what do you say in a demo reel? So good question. In the demo reel, you want to showcase your voice versatility and how you sound. So think of it like a business card. You're gonna give it to different businesses and companies, and they're either going to like it and book you or not. So you want to showcase your best styles, basically the best styles that you can do. So it could be radio commercials, documentary, audiobook, different styles in there. And you want to keep it kind of short. Great question. Not too loud. Okay. Awesome. Can you mention them again? Okay. The websites are Fiverr, Upwork, Voice Bunny, People Per Hour, and ACX are the main ones. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of websites, but those are the main ones that I think are pretty good. Let's see, we're getting a lot of good questions. Keep the questions coming, guys. Your cat is cute. It is a cute cat. She's a cutie. Advice on good demo material. I would say your first demo probably isn't going to be a masterpiece isn't going to be the best one, but thankfully it doesn't have to. So don't get too worried about it being perfect. With time, you'll be able to improve it and perfect it. The first demo reel should just be kind of you learning how to structure it, how to put it together. I would say pick maybe 4 to 5 styles, and then don't make the demo too long. A minute, it only has to be a minute total. So that's some advice there on making a good demo. Are senior voices wanted? Absolutely. There's a demand for all kinds of voices. So whether you're young, old, in the middle, male, female, especially female voices are very sought after. I do this with my sister, and she gets requests more than me. And sometimes people pay her even more than they would pay me just because they really want that female voice. So you have a slight competitive edge if you are a female and you'd like to be a female voiceover artist. You do. So, at least in my experience, and I've seen it many times. What kind of voiceovers do you do? So I've done the whole spectrum. I've done everything from meditation to audiobooks to cartoon voices. I was the voice on an arcade machine, so I was the guy that said, "Game over! Insert coin to play again! Press start to play! Good job! Excellent! High score!" So that was me. And just everything. A little bit of everything. I've even done those voices at like a theater where they say, "The show is about to begin. Please take your seats," and yada yada yada. But it's awesome because you never know what you're gonna get. You've spoken about traveling while you do voiceover. What do you bring with you? Sound editing, mics. So the thing about travel is you can't bring too much stuff. So that means I bring the most important things, which is the laptop and the mic. The mic I use has a built-in stand, so I don't have to worry about where I'm gonna set it or rest it or prop it up. It has a built-in stand, so I make sure that's packaged nicely, and I put that in my carry-on because I did get it lost one time in the check-in. The airport lost my bag when I went traveling to Europe. They lost it, and so I was out 5 days. I couldn't record voiceovers, which means always communicate with your customers. If you keep them in the loop, chances are they'll be willing to wait. They'll know what's going on. So, good question. I want that job. It's an awesome job. I would want it too if I were you. I actually have a home studio with a great mic and interface, preamp. Where should I get started? So if you have a great mic already, you're already ahead of the game. You just need to now learn how to train your voice and make the demo reel. And you already have experience with recording, so good for you. So the demo reel, you're gonna need some practice scripts. Go to my website, voiceoverfreedom.com. There's some more information on there. For anybody interested in this, make sure to check out voiceoverfreedom.com. I spent a lot of time putting that website together to help beginners, intermediates, and a lot of good resources there. Great questions. I got like a whole bunch of questions that came in all of a sudden. So let's see. Chickens are opposite than membrane can't. Will AI take over voiceover? This is a good question. I have got this question before, and I really don't think so. AI is pretty good, and I've experimented a lot with it. I even have an AI voice on my profile. I cloned my voice and put it on my profile, and it sounds like me, but it's not me, because AI, it can't be a human. It doesn't understand scripts. It doesn't know how to emphasize certain words. It doesn't know how to use pauses yet. It can't talk to your customers, so I'm not worried about AI. I think it's cool, and I'm fascinated with AI, but no, not worried about it at all. is there a starter recording system you recommend? So you'll want a laptop. Doesn't have to be super fancy, at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, and get yourself a USB condenser microphone. If you can, I'd say go for at least $100. You're gonna get better quality mics in that price range, but I started off with the $50 one, so can't be too mad at that. And not to mention the microphones nowadays are a lot better than they were in 2010 when I started. So it's come a long way. Good quality stuff these days. How can I start? You're in the right place. This is, just listen to the information I give you. Check out my YouTube channel, VoiceOver Freedom on YouTube. I give out a lot of free helpful advice on there. So that's a good place right there. And you can also reach out to me. How much should I be charging? That's a good question. So pricing depends on a couple things. One, how much experience you have, how much in demand, what your demand is like. And I'd say those are the main ones. So if you're just starting out, you're gonna wanna charge a little bit lower to make yourself a little bit more competitive. If you're more experienced, you wanna charge more so you get less customers, but it makes up for in the pricing. I charge $35 as a base rate per 100 words, and then I charge for the license. So if a company wants to use it for broadcasting on TV or radio, you sell them a separate license for that. If they just want to use it like on a video on their website, you sell them a commercial license for that. And I know it sounds scary, but it's literally just, you just let them know, hey, this is the license, and you charge them for that license, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else besides that. The website takes care of all of that stuff, but for the rights, I would charge usually around $40 to $50. So 100 words could cost you maybe about $75, $80, depending, $100 depending on the script. I'm thinking about increasing the price though, so you can always increase your prices and experiment with your pricing. Do you have an agency or book yourself? So I don't have an agency. I've never really had interest in having an agency or an agent. I have talked to some voiceover people who have agents just out of curiosity and to kind of get some information. Basically, what they have told me is that the agent doesn't really give them enough work anyway, and barely any. And they take a cut. Usually it's about 25%, around there. But I just like finding the work myself, building relationships directly with the customer. I don't like really having anybody else in there. Family Fun Center. Yes, the Arcade Family Fun Center. I think I heard you before. You probably have. I was scrolling on TikTok one time, and I heard my voice on a TikTok ad. You guys might have heard it too. I've done a lot of TikTok ads, but you might have heard it, or maybe not. We've got some questions here. Is that set or bulk prices? So it is. They send me the script. I count up the words, and then I'll sell based on the words. So if it's 100 words, 35 plus the license. If it's 200 words, 70 plus the license. If it's 150, it's still 70 plus the license. So to say 150 words, for example, if they need commercial and broadcast rights, that'd be 80 plus 35. Anybody do some quick math? That's 115. Yeah, 115. 90, 10. Yep, 115. So 150 words, that takes maybe a couple minutes to say, and then maybe a little bit, maybe 10 minutes to edit, and you're set, you're solid. But of course, no one starts out that fast. I should mention that in the beginning, it definitely took me a lot longer to edit with the software and everything. But now I've gotten just really efficient that I could edit really quickly. Kind of like when you see a chef in the kitchen chopping vegetables, you know how they go really fast and it's perfect? It's because of all the years and experience. And what I'm saying is you definitely get better, you get faster with time. So something to keep in mind. But at the beginning, don't feel bad if you feel like you're taking a long time. I took forever when I was starting out. Thoughts on USB mics? I love USB mics. They do get some hate in the industry, just because the standard is called an XLR mic, which is what they use in like DreamWorks and Pixar. But like I said, the technology has come so far that even a simple USB mic can sound really great. And I've even seen firsthand, like I've watched videos on YouTube where they do mic tests and they test like $100 mic versus $1,000 mic. And sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference. You can search yourself on YouTube like $1,000 mic or $2,000 mic versus $300 mic, and you'll be amazed. But yeah, really good question. I need you to do that video game voice for my actual life. That would be really funny. Alyssa just got home. Welcome home, Alyssa. Alyssa just had breakfast. Good job. Alyssa is going to work. Now your name is Solar Power. Solar Power is going to work. Solar Power is at a red light. Watch out. How long have you been doing this? And is there big upfront money to start? Good question. I started in 2010. The upfront cost, no, it doesn't have to be. When I started out, I didn't have any gear. I just had my laptop, and I used the mic that's built into the laptop. I don't recommend that, but I do say it because it's part of my story. Eventually, once I got some money, I bought a mic, a $50 mic, so $50, and then I was able to invest in better mic and get sound panels, and everything got better from there. So no, you can use stuff around your home to make like a sound booth. A lot of people record in their home closet, a walk-in closet, or just a regular closet. It doesn't have to be fancy. Very doable. In a video game, should you take a class? Yeah, classes are always good. Anytime you invest in yourself, getting a teacher, a class, taking a course, it's always a good thing. Like I mentioned, I have a educational course. It's for beginners. It's called 7-Day Voiceover Artist. $27. It's the link's in my bio. I strongly suggest you guys check it out when you can. What else do we guys have here? Would LibriVox volunteer reading for audiobooks be good practice to get into voiceover? Yes, I think so. Anytime where you're reading books or you're practicing, I mean, it's only going to help you. It's going to help you understand your voice, and especially if you challenge yourself. Try reading something that you normally wouldn't, and read it out loud. Read it in front of people. All of that's going to help you. All right, I love that we're getting a lot of questions. And TikTok does this thing where it just sends like 12 questions at a time. So I'll definitely do my best to catch up to them. Here we go. Audacity, satisfactory? Yeah, I used Audacity when I was starting out. For those of you guys who don't know, Audacity is the name of the software. It's free voiceover or free recording software you can download on a PC or Mac. So that's what I used when I was starting out. It's pretty simple to use. So yeah, it'll do the job. OMG, I want to do this. Yes, you should. It's an amazing job. I'm from Boston. I just turned onto your live feed. I'm trying to get my boyfriend to do this, who is gifted. Yeah, tell him. Share this feed with him. Share my content. It's definitely very possible. I keep telling people, I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a celebrity. I have a normal voice, and I told my story. I used to go to college. I had a normal job. I left my normal job to focus on this, and I didn't even have a mic. I didn't have any gear. I lived with my parents in the bedroom upstairs. Like, come on, like, I'm showing like it's possible. It's possible, and the work is out there. Yesterday I was getting comments about people who just started, and they made, one person commented they made their first $1,000 within 2 weeks. I'm not saying that's typical, but I'm saying it's possible, and people on the TikTok live commented that. And I mean, there's the pie is big, and the reason for that is there's a demand for all kinds of voices. So if there's a commercial who wants to sell beauty products, makeup or lipstick or anything, any sort of beauty products, the people who are gonna connect with that audience is gonna be women, right? So they're gonna want a female voice. And I'll give you another example. A company came to me because they wanted, they were doing a college buyback for the books. So they said, we want a voice that sounds like a young, someone who's in college, and you're perfect for that. So, you know, Morgan Freeman, even though he has an amazing voice, he's never gonna sound like a college kid, at least not anymore. So that's what I'm saying is like, I can't do all the voices. The pie is so huge that there's a slice for everybody. That's what I'm saying. That's what is so incredible about this industry, that they need older, you know, younger, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, 30-year-old voices, male, female, with accents, without accents. Like, they need all of these voices, not just one like perfect sounding golden voice. That's not true. You don't have to sound like the movie theater guy, the voice trailer guy, the guy that says, in a world where one man has a golden voice that can change the world. You don't gotta sound like that. Can you mention the platforms again? I didn't hear them all. So Fiverr, I use Fiverr, Upwork, People Per Hour, ACX, Voice Bunny. Those are probably the main ones that I recommend checking out. There's a bunch others too, but those are like the main ones. And they're most beginner friendly, I would say. Yeah, for the most part, I'd say so. But you still have to actually like invest in yourself, like train your voice. I'm telling you guys, decide to be dedicated, and you can do this. You can do this. It's an art, like cooking and like dancing. Nobody's good on the first day, but if you stick with it, it's not hard, but it's fun, but it takes dedication. So I'm sure you covered this, but where can I go to get started? So check out my YouTube channel if you want, Voice Over Freedom. The main thing is train your voice, then you can get your gear, then you can record a demo, then you can sign up on one of the websites, and then you can start getting offers and jobs and quotes and things like that. And in the meantime, tune into my TikTok live so I can answer your questions and, you know, get the knowledge. I'm giving you guys the sauce, secret sauce. And the cool thing too is I'm just a normal guy, because there's tons of those guys who work in like fancy studios who have those channels, but to me it's not relatable, because it's like I don't have a fancy studio. I'm not a celebrity. I don't have those connects like that. I'm a normal person, and normal people like you and me want to do this, and I'm showing you, hey, look, you can do this. I'm showing you the route. Do you have a home booth? Yes. So whenever I travel, I make a booth wherever I'm at, but I do have a booth back in where my family's at, wherever they're at. I make it's on my TikTok. I put up sound panels and an acoustic panel. Pretty sweet. Yours doesn't have to be that fancy, but yeah, it's really cool. Maybe I'll post it again soon. But all the videos are on my page. What's a good yearly wage? It varies. The thing is, when you're doing this as a freelancer, it can really vary a lot. Monthly, my best month was 8K. My more normal was like 3 to 5K. But I only work an hour a day most. So there definitely is more pros than just the money. I don't have to drive in traffic to an office. I can wake up anytime I want. I can choose my own pricing. Basically a lot of, it's something I love to do. And if I really wanted to, I could work another job or another side hustle on top of this and make more money. But this is what I love to do. And I choose to enjoy life and be on TikTok here with you guys. So, and there's people that make more. I'm not saying like I am the pinnacle of like making money. I'm not, you know, there's always someone better or that makes more money than you. I have talked to other artists who make 10K a month, easy, doing this. So I'm just sharing my own experience and what's possible with, you know, my story and kind of my background, what I have, what I've worked with. So, and I got my first order in like 2 weeks or so. So I was grinding, but some people get it sooner. Some people take a little longer. It's like you know, again, dancing. It's like saying, how long does it take to get good? How often do you practice? How often do you show up? You know, do you get the right shoes? Did you invest in a professor? You know, did you take the classes? It's all like, everything adds up, everything helps. But that's a really good question. Do you get royalties? That's a good question too. Most of the projects I do, I don't get royalties. I don't request for royalties. For me, I just like doing a one-time upfront charge. But some of the websites you can get royalties if you would like to. A good example is if you want to do audiobooks, you can actually get royalties when the book comes out. They will pay you based on how well that book does, which is kind of cool. It's a cool idea. So yes, that is an option. It is a possibility, and it's pretty common, especially in the audiobook world. So something for you guys to keep in mind. If you want royalties, audiobooks are where it's at. Let's see. How do I get my boyfriend started in this? Send him my TikTok. Send him my YouTube channel. Tell him to reach out to me. Tell him to do some I guess type in voiceover on Google. That's what I did. But reason I recommend me is because you know me already. You kind of have, you know, some we've bonded. But yeah, it's basically just a matter of practice, doing some research, and then getting the gear and then making the demo reel. So that's kind of the process in simple terms. What TikTok ads? So there's this one with a girl in roller skates that comes out. It's an app for editing, I believe, video editing. Have you guys seen it? She's in purple skates, and it's like this is a cool app for editing. It's a video editing app, I believe. It's a girl in purple roller skates. So if you guys have seen that, let me know. But what else? Where do you start? On Fiverr? Can I record stuff on Ableton and load it in WAV file form? You can use Ableton. You can use any voiceover audio recording software. They all do the same thing, which is record your voice. They all have the same tools. They just do it different, and some do it better than others. But yeah, you can use any program. How do you find the work? So the work is kind of the harder part, because it's not just signing up on Fiverr or Upwork. Again, you have to practice the voice. It starts with your talent. You got to make a good demo reel, and then once you put it up there, if they like your voice, if you sound good in your reel, then you'll get work. So that's how you get it. And for me, I was sending out messages to in the beginning. And you kind of have to understand the algorithm a little bit of how it works. Basically, the more positive things you show the algorithm, the more it'll promote you. So if you're getting 5-star reviews, if you're responding quickly to messages, how long you've been on the website maybe, like little things like that, they're gonna show positive behavior to the website. So that's a couple little secrets for you. Which editing software do you use? I use FL Studio. It is paid. It is a little expensive, but you don't have to, you know, use FL Studio. Audacity's free. There is Adobe Audition, which is really good. I believe it's only $30 a month. If you have a Mac, GarageBand is free. All right, good questions. Natural is the best. Yes, ma'am. Love the questions. It's weird. TikTok sends like 50 questions all at once. So let me start at the top, and it pushes the questions all the way to the top. So if I miss your question, let me know. But I'm doing my best to get to all of them. I literally go to bed with Batman, Joker, Adam Sandler, and Darth Vader. That's funny. So yeah, if your boyfriend does funny voices, this would probably be a good thing for him to look into, because cartoon voices, I get requests for cartoon voices all the time. And I charge more for cartoon voices because they're harder to find. I just did one today for an animation I was voicing a lung. Yes, the organ, the body part. I'm totally fit for this. I'll try your course. Awesome. Definitely check it out. You will love it, and the information is excellent in there. I definitely did my best to put everything you need in there to get you started. Okay. There's video of the platform you use. Yes, there is. Thank you. I've done podcasts before in Twitter Spaces and always get complimented on my voice. Yeah, especially if you get complimented on your voice, you should look into this. If you can enunciate well, if you just like speaking, those are all great reasons. And it doesn't matter if you're shy or extrovert or introvert, because I'm a little bit of both, but I was an introvert back then and I still did this. I was able to leave my job and focus mostly on this. And you get better with time. Don't forget about that. Like, if you don't have to be perfect today, and most people aren't going to be, so don't worry about that. The main thing is that you're dedicated and that you're passionate about this, or that you at least really want to do this. There has to be a desire, a curiosity, and that will get you started. How would you recommend we get voiceover training? Just find a voiceover coach. I guess you could just look up online if you can find a local coach. I used to do some voice training, but I'm not doing as much of that anymore. It's just too many people. It's too much time. Yeah, that's probably the best I can say, is find someone local that can do. I do have in my program, there's exercises that we go through together. I have the video course, so you can check that out. Super affordable. Heck yeah, I want to do this. How many spec spots do you need? I'm not sure what that means. I just joined your group today. Can't wait to start. Super excited. Awesome. Do you think I can do this out of the country? I travel to Jamaica often. Absolutely, 1000%. I travel all the time, and I've done it every single time. Every single time. I've been in dozens of Airbnbs. And I actually was worried. I thought maybe there will be a day where I book an Airbnb and I just don't have pillows and blankets and it's super echoey. Never been a problem. And there was one time where I had to ask for more pillows, but I got them. The host took care of me and I was able to make a booth. So yes, you can do this by traveling. It's very possible. Doing voiceover sounds fun. It is. It's amazing. It's super fun. It's not just fun, it's super fun. What's the name of your YouTube page? It's Voiceover Freedom. Voiceover Freedom on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Voiceover Freedom. Hello from Chicago. Is Chicago a great place for voiceover agencies? Again, I don't really work with agencies. I've never needed them. But you can just find out by Googling, just online, I would say. But you don't need an agency. You can find the customers yourself, and I would encourage that even to do the freelance route. It's just, for me, it's amazing. You don't have to rely on anybody for anything or like that. Be your own agent is the best thing. How fast is your return on a finished voiceover? How fast is your return? I'm not sure I understand the question. how fast do you deliver it? That depends. Some customers need it quickly, and so you can charge for priority delivery. I charge $40 for a 1-day delivery on top of the existing charge. But normally I'll take 2 to 3 days for me, but it's up to you. You can, if you need more time, you can say you deliver in 4 days or 5 days. So it's really up to you, but that's kind of what I go with. Do you do all your own editing? I do. I do everything myself. I learned how to do it myself. It's not as hard as you think. I spent a lot of time learning, a lot, hours and hours and hours. I was obsessed with it, but I finally figured out the perfect settings on the mic and in your audio software to get your voice sounding clear. So it's worth it, and it makes a big difference to figure that out. Is this something through Fiverr? Yes, Fiverr is the main website I use. It's not the only website that you can use. There's a lot of good ones. And you shouldn't just limit yourself to Fiverr, because you could find success on another website. It's just kind of weird sometimes. Some people have a lot of success on one website, but not so much on another. And then on another, they have a lot. But then so I'd say pick 2 or 3, and then keep the one that is the best. That's my advice, because I tried basically a lot of them. And Fiverr was the one that I stuck with. But I've heard people do really well on Upwork. I've heard people do really well on ACX. How many examples are on an average demo reel? You're gonna wanna do 5 to 6 is pretty good. 4 to 6, 5 to 6. 5 to 6 is better. Is the music too loud, guys? It feels like it's getting louder, but I don't want it to be distracting. Can we record out of country? Most certainly. As long as you've got a Wi-Fi connection and you deliver within the deadline, you're perfectly good. As long as you have a good sounding room, a booth. How was your Black History Month? Mine was great. It snowed a lot over here. I mean a lot. We got a record 10.3 inches of snow in 24 hours. I'm in Oregon. So it was nuts. It got freezing. Got a lot of questions. A lot of questions. So thank you guys for the questions. How much for the course? The course is $27. It's the price of a large pizza these days. So super worth it. The link is in my bio, guys, if you want to check that out. In the course, I go through the mic, the booth, we find your style, and there's also a tutorial on how to record. So you learn a lot in 7 days. It's a one-time upfront cost. It's at your own pace too. Good question. Ooh, I want to do this. Can I do this? How often do you get gigs? Almost every day. Almost every day. The thing is, once you get so many positive reviews, it tells the algorithm that your website or that your service is really good, so it sends a lot of customers to you. And that's what you want. You want to go above and beyond, and you want to exceed expectations, and yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you get recommended more. I'm a trained actress, but the recording setup is so intimidating. It is. The setup is a little intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Mine's simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. And like I said, don't forget, you are gonna get better over time. If you start today, imagine where you'll be in 3 months or 6 months. You're gonna get better. So don't worry about that. Do you change your voice at all? All the time. All the time. It's super funny. Whenever my family is home and I'm in my recording booth and I'll have to make a cartoon voice. Like a Luigi, a mamma mia, here I go. And I know my family is low-key hearing it. It's a little embarrassing, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all. But yeah, it is funny. I do change my voice all the time. What's the cost for a coach? Every coach is different. They charge different. They usually charge by the hour. It just depends who you go to, who you ask. So I can't really give you a. I don't know. It's hard to answer that question. It just depends on who you ask. Do you practice breathing exercises? Nowadays, I don't do as many of those. There's some things I will do to warm up my voice. Drinking lots of water. You'll want to talk a little bit more in the morning to warm up your voice. I'll do a little bit of breathing actually. Actually, yeah, I will. And whenever you're about to record, if you actually just calm down and yeah, I have done those, especially if I'm stressed out or I'm having a rough day for some reason. I'll do that before recording because you want to be in a neutral state. You want to be feeling good, and you don't want to be irritated or stressed out or thinking about something else. So sometimes I will do breathing exercises. Do you need a home studio? Yeah, I would say so. Home studios are what I recommend. It could be in your closet, it could be in your bedroom. Sometimes it can be in your living room, but it depends. Because living rooms can be kind of noisy. Bedroom and closet is much better isolated. Voices in Spanish, yes. So if you can do other languages, you are in a much better position to get orders because you're applying, like you are, how do I say it? You are attractive to a whole another market. So yes, Spanish voiceovers definitely. My son does voiceover work. That's awesome. Give me a job. I wish I could just give you a job, but I'm not an agent and I'm not an agency. I'm a freelancer, but I will give you the secret sauce and the tips, and I'll give you the roadmap to how to get started. And I'll answer your questions. I'm here to help out. I'm here to hang out, help you guys out, and just have a good time, have fun. Can you sing the theme song from the TV show Reba? That's an odd request. I don't know what a Reba is. Do you have a special booth? I don't have a special booth. That's the funny thing, is it's sound panels with an acoustic panel and carpeted flooring. That's it. Acoustic panels are very expensive. One acoustic panel could cost $180 to $100. The acoustic panels are big. They're like this big, and mine is 4 inches thick. The sound panels are the smaller squares. Those are more affordable though, and they work great. So sound panels are pretty good. Does age matter? I'm 40. Age does not matter. Age does not matter at all. I mean, we have some amazing talent. Morgan Freeman, everybody knows him. He's an older man with an amazing voice. I mean, just listen to the TV for a day and you'll hear voices of, all across the spectrum. Young, medium, older, just everything. Male, female, accents, everything. Every kind of voice is needed. How do you make your makeshift booths when you travel? So good question. I've made all kinds of booths. This is a rabbit hole. If you guys want me to go into that rabbit hole, I will. But the main and the easiest one that I do is I'll grab all the pillows in the whole Airbnb. I'm talking even the couch pillows, the bed pillows, every pillow everywhere. No pillow is safe when I'm around. Get that pillow. I put some behind my mic. I put some on the sides because you need all around treatment. Not just behind, not just in one spot. You need everywhere. And then I grab the blankets, and sometimes I'll even stand my mattress up and I'll put my blanket over a chair. You need to make sure that your walls are covered, or your space is covered. Not necessarily the walls. The walls is best, but you need to be enclosed so that your voice doesn't go to the the walls and cause an echo. You don't want echo. But surprisingly, sometimes the rooms that I go to are super quiet and there's no echo. Have you guys noticed that? Like, I don't know, like if you go to, for example, I went to my grandma's house and I just noticed right away, like, this place is a perfect sound booth. Like, maybe it's because she has so much, like, pillows and stuffed animals and things like that, but carpeted flooring, it's just like some rooms are better off the bat than others. How many examples are on an average demo reel? A good demo reel should have about 5 to 6 samples, be about 1 minute to 2 minutes long. You don't want it too long. It's like a business card, so you don't want to, you don't want it to drag on. The company is going to listen to it and they're going to know pretty soon if they want to work with you or not. So keep it short. What's the money like? The money's great. On average, 3 to 5K. My best month was 8K. For me, that's more than enough. I have talked to other people who make more than me. I know a guy who makes 10K, and there's people who make more than that. So, I don't know, sky's the limit, basically. Depends on what you charge, how many customers you get. So, but from my experience, that's kind of what it's been like. I've been wanting to do this forever. How much is your equipment? So I have a Yeti Pro mic. It's $230 to $250. But you can get a pretty good USB mic for about $100 and just use the laptop that you have and use things around your home to make a booth. So that's kind of the investment for equipment. What software do you use for your audio? I use FL Studio. It's a paid software which works really well. It's also perfect for musicians. I'm also a musician, so that's why I use that software, because you can make beats and instrumentals on it, but you don't have to be that fancy. Adobe Audition is great, $30 a month, or Audacity is free. You can get it on the Frizzle. Do you do dry reads? Oh, it's weird. Whenever I get to the last question, it just throws like 50 new questions up. Where are we? Do you do dry reads or do you produce with other audio? I'll do both. So I'll do audio without music. I assume that's what you mean when you say dry reads. Most of the times customers will not order music because they're gonna put their own music to it. But sometimes I will mix in some music because that's what the customer wants. Great question. Do your clients pay you up front or after VO? Great question. All of them pay up front. All of them. And not just the ones on Fiverr. I also have a pool of people that I work with directly one-on-one through email. They pay up front too. And it just comes down to trust and looking and being professional. You know, I have a professional email that I use. I have my own website. They've worked with me in the past, so I have a lot of reviews. So I just send them an invoice to say, all right, awesome, just take care of this for me and I'll get the voiceover to you as soon as possible. And they all pay up front. So make 100% sure you do that voiceover. You cannot, you gotta hold your word on that. Never leave a customer hanging, because your reputation's on the line. What type of material do you use for demos? So you'll want to get scripts. Back when I made my demo, I found some on the internet and I changed them up and I wrote kind of my own. So you can do that. The course that I sell, the beginner course that I sell, it has scripts in there already that you can use, so that would save you time. But it's basically just that. Just either make it or create one or find one and change it up, or use the ones that I have in my program, and then record it. Where do you record? So it changes. Sometimes I'll be traveling, I'll record in a hotel, an Airbnb, or if I'm not, I'll record in my home booth, and that works for me. And you can get great results. from any of those places, hook me up so I can do this also. I'm giving you the sauce. I'm giving you the advice. I'm answering your questions. Let me know if you have any more. People always say they love my voice. Often thought about it. If people say they love your voice, then that's a really good sign that you should look into this and get started, because that means you're getting validation. Validation is good. Can you do some more voices for us? Yeah, so I did do a commercial where I was the roach. I was the roach. Oh no, he's gonna spray us. That one's a little tough on the voice though. But I did do that one time. Another one, let's see. I've done meditation voices where I'm the guy on a mobile app that says, take a moment to breathe out. Feel how relaxing that is. Now, focus on your toes. Focus on your kneecaps. Focus on the little fat that jiggles, that hangs under your ears. You know, something like that. Those are just some examples there. Do it now. Change your voice for us. It's funny. Can you say my name like Luigi?
A Luigi, puppet for us, a mamma mia. Oh no, here we go.
I actually have a ton of voices on my TikTok. I'll post more, but I have a ton of them on here. I do Ren and Stimpy, I do SpongeBob, Sonic, Mario, Luigi, all these cartoon voices. They're all on my TikTok, but I'll post more. And they're on my YouTube too. I'm definitely going to sign up for your course. I've done some acting in the past and I really enjoy it. Awesome. You'll definitely get some really important information out of that. And feel free to hit me up with any questions. Your house is really cool. How do you get into this? So again, you got to train your voice. Practice. Once you feel good reading and bringing a script to life, you get the gear that you need, and then you create your demo reel, and then you sign up on a website that hosts freelancers, and then you're off to the races. OMG, you can do this? Everyone keeps telling me I have a podcast voice, but I don't want to do podcasts. You can definitely do this. You don't have to have anything fancy, really. I'm a normal guy. I started this in my parents' house when I used to live with my parents. I literally just had my laptop, and I started that way. And now I do it as my main thing. And I can travel the world, and I left my job at a Radio Shack where I used to sell phones, and it was retail, and it was horrible. You don't look 48. Who said I was 48? When did I say I was 48? I never said I'm 40. I'm not even close to 48. Where did you get that idea? What age do you guys think I am? Let me get some guesses. Go ahead and put them in the comments. I want to hear this. And don't be shy. Don't be worried. I've heard every number on the spectrum. Work on phones. I've been told I have a radio voice. That's really cool. Yeah, again, if you're getting compliments, validation, that's your sign that you should look into this, because people are usually really honest when they compliment someone's voice. Please do another voice change. Okay, we're going undercover. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, close the hatches. We're inside. Come on, go, go, go! That would be something for like a video game or something. A funny story. I was traveling with friends, and we were all talking and having a good time. It was a couple girls, couple guys, and I checked my phone just to see if I got a message from a customer, and I did. And they needed an order pretty quickly, and it was for a video game that took place in a war zone. So I needed to be the soldiers. I needed to be the commander. And I thought, all right, this is gonna be interesting. I told my friends, all right, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go do some work. And I went into my room. I set up my booth and everything, and I was basically yelling out commands like, "Go, go, go! They're onto us! Watch out! A grenade! Oh no! They're onto us! Go, go, go! Duck and cover! Duck and cover!" And so and everybody heard it. And it was just funny just walking back out when I was done. And they're just all smiling. And I was like, I mean, yeah, you guys know what I do. So they know what I do, but that was the story behind that. But everybody loves what I do. Like, they all always say, like, it's so cool. And they always ask me, like, how to get started. Can you give us This is a good question. Can you give us an example? Can you set a schedule? So you work on your own schedule. That's the beauty of it. You can basically wake up whenever you want, work on it whenever you want, because as long as you deliver before the deadline, you will be fine. Because I understand that you have things you need to do. Maybe some of you have kids, or you have, a job that you work right now, or you just have normal errands. We're busy. So I get that. You can work anytime you want. So as long as it's before the deadline, and you get to choose that deadline. So that is the great thing about that. What is voiceover? Great question. Voiceover is simply when a voice talent or a person who speaks really well records a script in a booth, and the audio from that session is used in an application, which could be an audiobook, it could be a TV commercial, a radio ad, it could be an arcade machine like I mentioned earlier, it could be in the metro station at the airport. Those voices that say, now approaching Terminal B. Thank you for riding with us. Enjoy your day. That's a voiceover. Or even it could be the voicemail at your doctor's office, or the announcements in the grocery store. Now we have a 2 for $5 sale on bananas. Thanks for shopping at Grocery Outlet. Grocery Outlet, bargain market. So that's a voiceover. So those are all examples of voiceover. Anytime you hear a voice, that is a voiceover. Does your tutorial include studio setup? It does. So my course starts off with getting the mic, understanding the importance of the different mics and which one you need to get and how it works. And then we go into the booth and the studio setup. And I give different examples, finding the best room, what kind of gear you need. There's also a link with like all of the equipment I recommend there too. And there's even a PDF guide that I include with it, where I literally have it all there on how to get started. So if you guys want to check that out, check out the link in my bio. It's $27, the cost of a large pizza. So those of you who are really serious or curious about doing this, definitely worthwhile thing to invest in yourself, and check that out. What editing software do you use? I use FL Studio, which is paid. It's a little expensive, but there's Audacity, there's Adobe Audition, and GarageBand. Those are some of the few. Can you assist me start my podcast? Let me know what questions you have. Let me know how I can help. I actually just started a podcast a couple weeks ago. So that's on YouTube. So definitely check that out. It's with my sister, Christina. She's been doing voiceovers with me for a while as well. How do I start if I'm a beginner? So if you're a beginner, I would say first train your voice, practice scripts, practice reading out loud. And when you can, get your mic and start recording. Practice recording, listening to your voice. It's really fun. It's really cool and exciting when you're recording. And then eventually you'll want to make a demo reel, and then you'll put that demo reel on a website. So that is how I recommend starting out. Some people take classes as well and get coaches. So nothing wrong with that. I took some classes in high school, drama classes and speech classes, and that helped me a lot. I have a nice voice also. Thanks, great info. People say they love my voice too. What would you recommend for home studio setup? So it depends on how fancy you want to be, but sound panels are a really excellent way to set it up. So find a quiet room in your house, whether that's your bedroom or your closet, and then put some sound panels up, which are the black squares, 2 inches thick. Put them up with T-pins, Velcro, and you're on your way. You basically cover your walls with sound panels. That's the best way. But if, again, you don't have to do that necessarily, you can use pillows and blankets. You can even use moving blankets from the hardware store. You know those moving blankets that when they used to, like for U-Hauls and stuff? You can use those. Those work really well as well. Can you go over the pricing for beginners? Yeah, so if you're gonna be doing it online like Fiverr, you'll wanna do pretty low pricing at first, just to get a couple reviews under your belt. If you're ever doing voiceover like in person, not on a website, you can start charging, normal 30, 35, 40. You don't have to go too cheap, especially if it's with someone that trusts you. And you shouldn't go too cheap. You should never do that, because if you go too cheap, then it makes the customer lose faith in you a little bit, because it's kind of it communicates that it's not a good service, it's not a quality thing, which you are a quality thing. And even if you are a beginner, don't charge cheap. The only time I say charge cheap is if you sign up on a website, because you want to get those first reviews, and you only want to charge pretty cheap for maybe 3 to 4 orders just to get a couple reviews, and then you can increase your price. So charge what you're worth. Please say my name in a SpongeBob voice.
I'm SpongeBob SquarePants. Hey there, Sandy.
There you go. And that was my SpongeBob. So here's the guesses for the age. So I asked you guys what you thought. I asked you guys how old you think I am, and this is what you said. 36, 35, 33, 35. That's funny. Are you an actor? No, I'm not an actor, just a voice actor. So I'm not a celebrity or anything like that. I mean, I guess some people could consider me that, since I have had some work in some, pretty cool projects. I just did 2 characters for a Nintendo Switch game. Can't say the name of it. It's coming out in June. But no, like actor, like in movies and stuff, I'm definitely not. Can one do XXX material? Funny thing is, I've gotten a couple requests for that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a market for it, especially for women. Definitely a big market for that. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, go for it. But there is a market for that. 31, 34, 35, 35, 34. I love seeing these numbers. 35, 35, 34, 30, 27 to 33. Okay, not bad, not bad. Why do you guys think I'm so old? I don't get that. Is it the shirt? Is it the house? Is it the facial hair? Not that I have a lot, but why do you guys think I'm that age? What is giving you that impression? Because I've only seen who's gotten it right. I think nobody has said my exact age yet. Nobody's gotten it right yet. So keep guessing. What were you doing before this? So I was working a kind of sucky job at a Radio Shack, selling cell phones and selling walkie-talkies and selling GPSs and screen protectors and phone cases. A Radio Shack is a little store. They're out of business now, but I used to work at one of those, and I even got promoted to assistant manager and then manager, and they went out of business, and I focused on this. I left my job to record voiceovers from home. And what's the typical payout per project? It varies so much, but it could be probably about $100. It could be more, 150, $100. Yeah, it depends, because there's times where you will get a project that's huge, like $1,000 or $500, and there's times where I'll even get like a $40 project. I post them all the time on TikTok, and I'm okay with that. I'm happy to help people, and some people have smaller budgets than big companies, and some scripts are shorter, and some people aren't going to use it on like TV or radio. So it's a huge range, but any of those numbers are very possible. How much are you paid for each voiceover? What is the range? So again, each project varies, but it just depends. I post them on TikTok, so just make sure to follow along what I post on TikTok, and you'll see the different projects and the amount. I post them almost every day, so you can see like they're really big range. I sing in different languages. Will that be a benefit? Yes, definitely. Whenever I get people that ask me to sing, I definitely will charge for that, and you should, because it's an extra service and it's specialty even. So, and another language, of course. Where are you from originally? I want you guys to take a guess. Guess, where am I from? Where are my roots from? Which country? So my parents. Even though I was born in the States, where do you guys think my parents are from? I would like to see this. Do you audition people voices to let them know if this would be a good career? No, I'm not an agent. I'm not an agency. I don't audition people. I do voiceovers freelance. I made this to kind of give people advice, kind of share the projects. I made a YouTube channel with a lot of good content on there. This is kind of what I love to do, what I'm passionate about. So, but I'm not an agent. Just saying, okay. Thanks for this live and for answering our questions. It's very cool of you. We'll sign up for sure. Awesome. Happy to hear that. I misheard. You look good for however old you are. I hope so. Let's see. I'm gonna get to the ages because I'm very curious to see who's gonna guess my age, because nobody's got it so far, and I'm really hoping that someone will. Okay, 39. Nope, definitely not 39. Do I really look 39? What? What is saying 39 about me? That is horrifying. Okay. 29. No, I'm not 29. I'm really thinking about taking your course. You should. It's only $27, like I said, and you're gonna get a lot more information through that than I can show you in just a quick TikTok live. So I highly recommend it. You learn the mic, how to record, the booth. You discover your style, what voice style is best for you. A lot of good stuff. There's even practice scripts in there, so it saves you a lot of time. Commercial rights. Yes, commercial rights are important. What a commercial right is when a company is going to use your voice to make a profit or any sort of monetary gain. So that they would need a commercial rights license. I think I can start something new even at my age. Yes, definitely can. Maturity. You seem mature. Okay, that's a good answer. That wasn't what I was expecting. I was thinking someone was going to say, oh, I can kind of see some wrinkles. But no, maturity, I'll take that. I'll take that. Which country? I'm going to see which country you guys guessed because I'm very curious. I don't think anybody's going to get it. 24. Do I look 24? Do I really look 24? I'll take it. If you mean it, I'll take it. But I don't know. I think 24, you might be, you're being a little too nice. but I appreciate it. 28, not 28. But thank you, Jenny. 27, 26, nope, nope. But that's usually what people guess when I ask. They say that I'm like 26, 27. I honestly think it's this collared shirt that's making me look a little older because of the style. 24, definitely not. 31, nope. Nobody's guessed it yet. 25, 30, nope. 29, nope. I am shocked that nobody has guessed my age. I thought it would be kind of obvious. 33, nope. Hell yeah, Radio Shack. I'm back to 45 years old. Yes, Radio Shack. I worked there for a couple years of my life. And I had good times there. I had a fun crew, but it is retail. So you're going to have a couple days when it's a nightmare. Let's just keep it real. And life is much better now. 28? Nope, not 28. Examples of $1,000 plus projects. Ooh, good one. So this is gonna be either a long audiobook or it would be a long project. So I had one customer who was just doing like a motivational project, and they needed to. Oh my goodness, it was so long. It had quote after quote after quote. It was just a big project. Or another example is if they buy multiple. This is a good one. Multiple episodes for a cartoon. If you're doing multiple characters, they're singing, and I'm doing like 3 episodes, it's gonna probably be in that price range, especially if the episodes are longer and I'm doing multiple characters. You should charge for multiple characters, by the way. If a customer wants you to do SpongeBob and they also want you to do Patrick, you should charge for Patrick, because that's an extra service that not everybody can do. So instead of them, having to, go with someone else for Patrick's voice, you're doing it in a one-stop location. So charge for all the different voices. Like, these are all good ways to price yourself. How do you get a job when? How do you get a job? Do you have to take a course? No. So the way I do it is freelancing. Do it all myself. Work from home, find your clients. The clients come to you, they listen to your demo reel, and you send them quotes. It's not too complicated. I love it. It's easy. Okay, so here's the guesses for the country that I'm from. I'm excited. Let's see. Greece. I've never heard that in my whole life, but very interesting. We got Colombian. No, I'm not Colombian. Dubai. Never heard that one, but no, I'm not Dubaian. South America, yes, my parents are from South America, so I am Latino. Clear across the country. Nope. How do I get into this? Okay, I'll get to that in a second. I'm in sales and spend all day on the phone. Would love to change it up. How do you start? Okay, so basically, it's the same question. How do I get into this? How do you start? You start with your voice. If people are saying you have a nice voice, then you're in a good spot. But even if people haven't said that, it's okay. You can train your voice. And you can do that by reading practice scripts, reading out loud. And then you get the gear, you get the mic, a USB mic, an affordable USB mic for 50, 70, $100. And then you put together a demo reel using Audacity or Adobe Audition. And then you put that demo reel on one of the websites that I talked about, and you are well on your way, Rooney. Central America, not Central America. Italy, not from there, but good yes, I've never heard that. 24, nope. 25, 27, nope. Peru, nope. Turkey, nope. Oh wow, somebody guessed it. Tiny Love, 32. I'm 32. I'm 32 years old. Do I look 32? Somebody thought. You guys either thought I'm older or younger. Nobody guessed 32 until now. Somebody guessed 23. Definitely not 23. All right, 26. Nope. 39 is still young. How dare you? It is young. It is. So I'm just saying I'm not that old yet. I'm not that age yet, I should say. I'm not that age. But yeah, 39 is young. I think 40, I think up until, I'm not gonna say a number, but it's definitely still young. It's because you look intelligent. I'll take that. I appreciate that. Guatemalan, nope. Belize, nope. Honduras, close. You got close, but no. You have a Steve Buscemi vibe. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna screenshot that so I can look that up later. But I think I know who that is, but I don't know. 33, I said 32. Yep, Tiny Love, you got it. Ding, ding, ding. First person to guess my age. Nicaraguan, nope. 21, 32, yep, 32. Panamanian, not Panamanian, nope. 42, 42? 42. Do you want to get kicked out of the live? No, I'm just kidding. Definitely not. Chilean, French? How did you get French? I do not talk like a French person. Oui, Mongerie. Chilean, nope. This is a hard one. I don't know. One of you guys was close when you said Nicaragua. Well, did I get rid of the sticker? Oh, I need to fix this. Oh, somebody guessed it. Somebody guessed the country that I'm from. Hold on. Here we go. Somebody guessed the country. There we go. I will tell you the country. It is in South America, but I want to read the guesses first. Mexicano? Nope, not Mexicano. A tall Ecuadorian. No. You guys are really close. Venezuela? No. El Salvador? Yes, you got it. So Sandy Meows, good job. My family's from El Salvador. It's a country in South America. Costa Rica, you don't look 32. That's funny. Guys, I'm gonna put this on pause. I got something I need to tend to, but I will be back. Stay tuned. I wonder if I can pause this, because it was just getting good. I'll be back though in like 5 minutes.